When Joe goes down a rabbit hole, there is no stopping him.
And when that rabbit hole involves preserving food and saving money, there's really no stopping me.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time Joe sort of ups the ante on the crazy, you'll be alerted to it.
So we have always been into preserving our own food, and this doesn't just come from us being keto. It actually stems way back to my childhood. When I was a kid, my family was a little crazy and obsessed with preserving food. Every summer, we would go out to the east end of Long Island to all of the grow your own, pick your own kind of places. We'd go out there in my dad's Suburban with about 5 empty garbage cans and fill them up with you pick tomatoes and peaches and any other vegetables we can find. And then we would spend the next week canning and vacuum sealing all of our stuff for the winter.
Now, I'm married into crazy. That was not something that we did growing up. But once we did get married, the fact that you could kind of self-sustain was something very appealing to me and something that Joe already sort of knew how to do. So this whole pursuing of like a backyard flock of chickens and making our own yogurt and making our own sauerkraut was something that really did excite me. And I feel like today we're embarking on the next level of that.
Yeah, now in the past, we have actually always used this right here.
Yeah.
This is just your standard food saver. You can buy it in a lot of different stores. And these are pretty good.
Yeah.
A couple problems with them though. You really can't do liquids with these. And also the bags are fairly expensive, getting upwards of over $1 a bag if you're buying the already pre-made bags.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a little bit challenging to even make the bags.
So recently, I started talking to our good friend Steve at Serious Keto because I wanted to be able to vacuum seal liquids, and I also wanted to get into something called retort canning. And that enters into the picture. This
is where we're at, guys. This is what's happening.
This is a chamber vacuum sealer. And this is actually from a company called JVR Industries. So we figured what we were gonna do is we are going to unbox this and see what's inside. And this is gonna be a 2-part video in the same video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unbox it, give it a quick go around, like set it up. And then for the next few days, I'm gonna play around with it and we're gonna come back with a full review on everything we think about it. Now, I do wanna say, I have spent the last 2 weeks seriously investigating every chamber vacuum sealer that is on the market available to homeowners.
Yes, it was like, Joe, seriously, you have to come to bed now. You cannot continue researching this.
So let's go ahead and open this up. You can see it's got these straps on here. We haven't opened it up, so I don't know what anything inside looks like. I'm very impressed already with the packaging, that it's coming this secure. So these are, I guess, like a plastic kind of strap, but they're pretty heavy duty.
Pretty thick.
I don't know which way to show you from that camera. We're gonna show you the back end so that I can see the front end.
Right.
Okay, so right off the bat, this is a glass top. Some of the ones that you can buy on Amazon are plastic lids. I do like the fact that it's glass. Now, one thing about this particular unit that I purchased, this is an oil pump. There are 2 kinds. They have what they call maintenance free, and then they have an oil pump. The best thing you can buy is an oil pump if you are getting a chamber vacuum because, again, if you're gonna do liquids, if you're not gonna do liquids, not as big of a deal, but if you're gonna do liquids, the oil will help preserve the pump because it's gonna help separate out some of the water because you can change the oil. With a non-oil pump, what they call maintenance free, if you get liquid into the pump, you're gonna kill the pump, and now you gotta buy a new pump. And these are not the cheapest things in the world, but in the long term, they will save you money and you're gonna be able to do more stuff with it. So inside of here, we got a whole bunch of different stuff. We'll push this off to the side. So
Look,
it's got a chicken in it.
there's a chicken in there.
So inside of this pouch, they have an accessory hose. They have a chicken, which I guess is to show you how it works. We've got an owner's manual. There's an Allen key, which is to open up the system. Some sample bags. We have a couple of filler plates, an extra heat seal tape, some oil for the pump, our power cord, and we have a funnel. So the first thing we need to do with this is actually go ahead and add in the oil. And this is one of the reasons that I really, really liked this one over some of the other ones. So what we're gonna do, I've kind of researched this so I don't have to open up the instructions, but on the back here, there are some screws and we need to go ahead and use the Allen wrench and open it up. So once you take off your pack panel, you have access to back here, and this is something that I really liked about this machine over a lot of the other ones.
Okay.
Most of the other ones on the market, when you have to get access, you take off the back panel, that's where everything is, but you can't get inside if there's a problem with it.
Ugh.
This machine, the whole top just opens up.
Oh my goodness.
And you now have access to the entire inside, which is something that I absolutely loved about this. So this is our pump over here. These are all the other parts, but all of these parts are user serviceable.
Oh my
So
goodness.
this company has been in business since like 1972. I believe that's the date. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I'll put it on the screen. But they've been around for a long time, mostly working on commercial kind of stuff. And they've recently jumped into the residential market, making this more affordable for you and I.
And this is basically what they make.
This is what they do.
The single thing that they do.
They are chamber sealer companies. Like, for example, we love the Innova oven. Innova recently jumped into the chamber sealer, but that's not what they do.
Ooh.
Right? They make the oven. They make sous vide. So I really wanted to go with a company that focuses on chamber sealers.
Because maybe they're great at one thing, but not necessarily great at all things.
Right. So over here is our pump. Right here is where we're going to fill up our oil.
And this is the special oil that it needs.
It's oil for a pump, and we're not going to use all of this.
I gotta tell you, when you said this thing's gonna need oil, I was like, olive oil?
No.
Avocado oil?
No, pump oil.
Okay.
So there is a window right here, and we're going to fill it up to the line. You don't want to overfill it, otherwise you could end up with oil inside of your chamber. We don't need to do that.
No.
So we'll go ahead and just fill it up.
Oh, I see it.
Now, what you'll do is about every 3 months, that's why this is not considered like maintenance free, is every 3 months you're going to change out the oil, which is super simple. And they even have like a maintenance kit you can get from them.
Nice.
Okay, we're all set up and ready to start vacuum sealing.
What is this, a jump rope?
So this is another one of the reasons that I really liked the JVR. This is a feature that is not available on a lot of the chamber vacuum sealers, and that is an accessory hose.
Huh.
So one of the things that actually comes with this, it just came shipped in a separate box, is these 3 little buckets. And what this allows you to do is put food in here and vacuum seal it. So it would hook up one end to here and then one end inside.
Oh, how
and
neat.
you can seal your stuff in these canisters. Many of these chamber vacuum sealers don't have it. You do see them on like some of the more expensive traditional food savers.
So this could be like just dinner for the night?
Yeah.
You could put in there?
Or marinating food, things like that. And here is the cool part, and this is the other thing that really excited me. So I do have a food saver canister like that, okay? They make, and not very expensive, it was only like an extra $12 or something like that, an attachment that goes right onto the food saver one. So if you have these food saver ones, you don't have to throw them out. You just got, instead of having this on both sides, like to fit on that canisters, it's got one for inside the machine and then this little piece right here that goes right here. Really excited about that part. And again, it's a feature that's not available on a lot of the other machines. Now, the other thing that I really liked about this machine, as opposed to a lot of the other chamber vacuum machines, is this is capable of doing retort canning.
What in the world is retort canning?
I'm glad you asked that.
Is it like a debate club? Like your what is your retort?
So this is a retort bag. looks just like a regular bag, right?
This looks like something you'd put tuna fish in.
Well, it is. It's aluminum. It's metal. So,
what?
You ever go to the store and you buy things like pouches of tuna fish or stuff like that? That is retort canning. It is meat or food that is saved in a pouch instead of a can, which means you don't take up as much room, and that would also be really good for like meal prepping, especially if maybe you're like a trucker, you're on the road. You can put things like stews and stuff like that.
What? You could do like ground beef and make your own, what, like an MRE or something like that?
Yes. So like it's got a little tear pouch up on the top. This is one they sent me as a sample, although I did order some. Now this company doesn't sell the pouches, but you can get them from a place called Pleasant Grove Farms. They sell these pouches. And again, many of these machines are not made to do that. They just sell an extra little bar because this is metal, it's not plastic, so you need a little bar. But again, these was not that expensive. I want to say it was like $49 or something like that.
How cool is that?
But see, once you rip this open,
then you can get
say inside of it, like this is a metal pouch, so you can have meat in here now shelf stable for a couple of years.
So like for kids or something, if you're like, hey, instead of having like Chef Boyardee, like beefaroni or something, if you wanted to make a bunch of like chili or something, and then put it in here, and then
vacuum seal it up you're vacuum sealing it up in portions. So you can literally, if we go, say, to Orlando and we don't want to go out to eat, bring a couple of those. You have a microwave, dump it in the microwave.
I don't need a can opener.
And it's already cooked, so you can eat it right out of the pouch.
Oh my goodness.
So that is something that I'm super excited about.
That's
with this
crazy.
Machine. Okay, let's go ahead and open up the machine, and inside here,
that is some thick glass.
This is plastic. Now, some of the machines out there are metal. This is a very, very thick, heavy-duty plastic. And then over here is where it's going to suck all the air out, and also where you would put your accessory hose. And the cool thing about this one is this has a bunch of different programming. So different foods are going to require different sealing times.
That makes sense.
So you can actually have a bunch of different programs in there. So for example, if you're going to do a retort canning, you have one already programmed in there. You don't have to go and adjust how long is my vacuum time.
Kind of like a microwave.
Right.
Where like certain things are just like a
hit the one button for popcorn, hit the one button for heating up something. Also, it does have one extra function spot in there to clean up the oil for you so that you don't have to change it as often. So again, much more automated than a lot of the other systems. Also, a lot of these machines have, they're kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm talking about like 80, 90 pounds, not able to easily move.
So this is probably staying on our counter and
it is staying on our counter over here. Now this one is a little bit lighter at, I believe it's right around 50 pounds. I'll put exact weight here on the screen. But again, it's a little bit smaller than some of the other ones. Also, this one is made that it can actually be on your counter and fit underneath the shelf because it's not as high.
Well, I want to be able to use it often too, though. I mean, especially if I can save over, you know, leftovers from a single day, I want to have it ready to go. I don't want to have to think about like, oh, I didn't eat all of this. Okay, now I have to go get it and set it up. If it's in place, I'll use it more.
And that was one of the things that I really wanted to look at is cost savings for us.
Yeah.
You know, now the machine wasn't super cheap. The machine is $899. Now I do, in full disclosure, want to tell you we did get a discount to give a review, but we also worked out a deal that if somebody is interested in getting one, they can use the link down below and the coupon code 2crazyketos and they'll get $100 off of the system.
Wow. Okay.
So that's a good savings. But when you look at money, you have to look at how much do the vacuum sealer bags for like your food saver cost. And again, if you buy pre-made bags, they can go up to $1 or more per bag. Yes, we could save money with like buying rolls, but you have to have a specific kind of bag.
The rolls sometimes irk me.
These bags are much cheaper, and I actually bought like a combination to try all the different sizes. So we've got some 8x12s, and we have some like 6x10s. And then I believe over here we have some larger bags that we got.
This thing is giant.
They have like 12x12s, they have 8x12s, 8x10s, 10x13s. So lots of different sizes. So one of the cool things is that these bags, depending on the size that you get, can cost you as little as 5 to 10 cents per bag.
That's good.
Now, how much do like regular Ziploc bags cost?
Oh yeah, oh my goodness. We always buy ours at like the end of a holiday. That's why like a lot of our Ziploc bags have bats on them or Christmas stuff, because we're trying our best to get them as cheap as possible, but they're still not cheap.
Yeah, so these bags are actually cheaper than buying Ziploc bags. So if I have this on my counter, and again, you don't have to, some people are gonna put it in an area and then maybe only take it out when they do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it means we can constantly vacuum seal things. So like when you're done with it, buy bulk cheese, vacuum seal it, throw it away into the refrigerator, because again, the bags are super cheap, as little as 5 to 10 cents per bag, which is cheaper than actually buying Ziploc bags. And this company, if I have them over here, also has them with a zipper on top.
Oh, nice.
So you put your food in the bottom, you seal it up, and then it's got a zipper on top.
Wow.
So you can open it up when you're ready, for example, if you're gonna make bacon jerky or some beef jerky or anything like that, seal it up. It's now, completely sealed. And then when you're ready, open it up, have 1 or 2 pieces, and then you can Ziploc it back up already.
So I love that.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of put some of this stuff away, and we're gonna run our first seal. Then we're gonna use it for a few days and come back with the rest of the review. Okay, we are all set up and ready to go.
So before we go, could you explain to me, like, why do you need a chamber vacuum? Like, what is the difference as far as, like you said, it will encapsulate liquids?
Yes, so a regular vacuum sealer is only gonna get about 90% of the air out, because if you look at those bags here, I actually have one right here somewhere, okay? If you look at these bags, there's a texture on one side.
Yeah.
Right? The purpose of that texture is when you put it into the machine.
It catches it?
No, it doesn't catch it. It has grooves on it so that the air can suck out.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because what it's got to do is it's got to suck the air out of the bag. The problem is let's say you have a lot of stuff here and there's air on the bottom, it may not be able to get to it.
Oh.
Also, those machines are loud. But again, you can't, if you ever try to put liquid or something that has a lot of liquid in one of these bags, as it's sucking it, it also sucks the liquid up into your channel, and it's a mess. This works differently. What this is I have it off right now. You want to have it off when you close it, because as soon as you close it, it's going to turn on. But when you close it, this chamber that's inside, it's going to suck all of the air out of the chamber itself.
Oh.
Okay? And that's why these bags don't have to have a texture in it. It's got a little clip that's going to keep the bag open. So as it sucks the air out of the chamber, think about it, it's like building up pressure. Yeah. It also will suck the air out of the bag, and then it keeps it sucked out while it seals it.
Wow. So that's why the soup or whatever is not going to just like spill all out.
Right. You're just, so long as the liquid is lower than the seal bar, it will stay in there. It'll suck all the air out, and it can't get into the pump because the pump is up over there.
Now, while you're in the mood to explain things,
okay,
can you explain this? Like, what is this thing? I want to like push this button. Is that like the red button you're not supposed to push?
This is a wine stopper. So if you're a wine drinker, you can actually put this on the wine, on your bottle after you're done. Let's say you have a glass, now you want to preserve your wine. You put this on there and then go ahead and seal it, and it's like having a fresh bottle of wine all over again.
Wow, I don't think I've ever drank like fancy wine to like merit that. And what is this? This looks like a comic book backer.
So these are filler plates, and I actually have a couple more over here. I bought some extras. The purpose of the filler plate is, again, remember, we're gonna suck air out of the whole chamber.
Right.
So let's say you have a very small thing that you wanna seal. You want to basically make your sealing time or your vacuum time less. So we put these plates in here, which will now fill up the space.
Oh my goodness!
And now you don't have to take as much air out. You won't have to wait as long. So if you're doing something small, you put in more filler plates. If you're doing something larger, you take out the filler plates.
Oh my goodness, that's smart.
Now, one of the things about this machine is, again, you'll notice a little indentation down here on the bottom. That is so that you can put taller things like mason jars. So this one here, you can put an 8-ounce mason jar standing up inside of here.
That's crazy.
Okay, so It doesn't have a big hood on it like some of the other ones, again, so that you can put it underneath a counter. However, they make up for it by having that divot down there, so you only actually lose an extra ½ inch. But if you want to do large mason jars, like half-gallon ones, or if you want to do like even like the regular ones that we always use, like the quart ones,
right?
They also have this. This is an accessory that I purchased from them.
Oh my gosh.
And this will actually hold 4 of your larger mason, your like regular quart ones, or 3 of the half-gallon ones. It hooks up, and now you have this hooked up to the accessory port, and it will seal your mason jars.
So I could make like mason jars of like chili or...
Well, there you'd have to heat process it.
Okay.
But if you're doing some vegetables or maybe your spices, those kind of things, if you're gonna, let's say pork rinds, you wanna keep them fresh.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead and put your ground up pork rinds into a mason jar, put it in there, it'll suck all the air out, and now they're vacuum sealed.
What?
And then the chamber vacuum will actually take out, like I said, remember the regular one, 90% of the air? This will take out over 99% of the air out of the thing.
Oh my gracious.
Are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we have a couple things. We have some fresh hot dogs that we just made. And then also I wanted to show you, this is why I want to do this. So we've been making our own hamburgers lately, and we just store them in Ziploc bags. But here's the problem. These have been in the freezer only for 3 days.
And they already got like the crystallization.
Look at all the frost on there already.
Because if you think Ziploc bags are expensive, the freezer Ziploc bags are even more expensive.
They're very expensive.
And that's really what we should be using. But
25, 30 cents a piece.
But I don't want to use them up.
So we're just gonna do 2 of them in here.
Okay.
This is the smaller bag. I don't know if it'll fit in the smaller bag. Many of the ones for home, the seal bar is only 10 inches. Which means now you're limited to like an 8 or a 9 inch wide bag. So, you know, something like one of these.
Yeah.
But this bar is 12 inches. So you can literally do a 12-inch bag in here.
Oh my gracious.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out a couple of these filler plates since we're only gonna do something small.
Dude, these are thick.
So it comes with 2. And I bought a couple extras. The one that I really thought that I could use, and again, it wasn't very expensive.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like 10 bucks, if I remember right, is this circular one, because that'll go right down in there.
Wow.
Put 1 and 2. Now what we do is we are going to see these clips?
Yes.
You're gonna open up your bag and just have it on one of the clips just like that.
Just one.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so all you gotta do is press it down firmly. And that's it.
Wow.
So you can see it's already sucking the air out.
Yes.
So it's gonna run a vacuum cycle for 40 seconds. Now again, let's be quiet for a minute. I want you to hear how quiet this machine is. And it does have a little countdown here. So it's got how much pressure is right here. So you can see everything. It doesn't have a big gauge, but everything is digital.
I am used to every appliance sounding like a Creamy or a Vitamix. So this is refreshing to my ears.
And again, you probably don't even need to seal it for this long. I've just got it at a standard setting right now. So you've got 5 seconds left in the vacuum time, but again, very, very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Now watch the magic happen.
Nuh-uh. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Okay, and now it popped up just a little bit, and now your hamburgers are, oops. As soon as you press it down, if you have it on, it's gonna turn on. So you are vacuum sealed.
Wow. Wow. This was amazing.
Okay, you wanna do some hot dogs?
Yes, I do.
Because this is one of the reasons I really was interested in it, because we're making a lot of our own sausage.
And right now,
hamburgers.
we have to eat them all.
Well, we're
Immediately.
vacuum sealing them, but it takes forever. And when we make sausage, we're doing 5 to 10 pounds at a time.
Right.
And so I want to be able to seal them quickly. The other unit was actually overheating, so I had to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. So I've got some hot dogs that I made a couple of days ago.
I can smell them.
I messed with some smoking hot dogs. So
Smells
I
like
did a
campfire
nice smoke in there. Yeah, that's
hot dog.
exactly what I was going for. So we've got some of the 8x12 bags. These are the bags I'm mostly going to use. Now, one thing the guy did tell me, because this is a 12-inch bar, you can actually do 2 6-inch bags at a time.
Oh, if you had like 2 little things.
2 little ones. Like,
Okay.
let's say you were just doing like individual patties
these
like
guys.
that. Yeah. So let's do that. Also, I bought from Pleasant Groves Farm these. These are like black backwoods. So same kind of thing, but again, just maybe you were making something to sell.
How many hot dogs do you want in a bag?
Let's go with 8.
Okay.
Okay, so 2, 4, it's got to be an even
3,
amount.
4, 5. Yeah, for us.
2, 4, 6, 8.
7, 8.
Okay, so that means that's dinner.
Who do we appreciate? Hot dogs.
Pull this over. We've already got our sealer plate in there, and we can actually even put another sealer plate in there. We'll go ahead and adjust the time a little bit. Now that you're adding another filler plate, you could actually decrease the time a little bit. So we'll drop it down to like 30 seconds.
Can mine go first?
Go ahead.
And I just hook it on the clip, right?
Hook it on the clip. That keeps the bag open. And you want to make sure that your bag is straight across, no wrinkles on your seal bar.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead and close it up. There you go.
It just weirds me out that like nothing is happening right now. You don't see anything. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's done. Look at that.
So now it'll seal it.
Yeah.
And then it cools down, and now it's released it so you can take it out.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
We'll
now,
go ahead and do this other one.
This looks exactly like whenever we would go to the Amish country and you would buy like their beef sticks or something like that.
Ready?
Yeah. How crazy.
I got one more thing that I figure we can try real quick.
All right.
So this is our own like carnivore crisp that we have been messing with this.
Wow.
And there's 2 different batches here because...
You've hidden them? Because if they were in full view, I probably would have eaten them.
No, actually, I wanted to make sure we can do them in an oven.
Okay.
Before we release the video, I wanted to be able to do them in an oven.
Are these oven ones?
So these were half and half.
Okay.
So let's do this. There's a couple left for you to be able to eat for lunch.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
So let's go ahead and open this up. Power it on.
I feel like now you could make your own Christmas presents, right?
Carnivore crisp.
Make your own carnivore crisps and then seal it, put a sticker on like Made with Love by Joe.
First, we have to actually release the video on how to do them.
Okay.
You ready? Go ahead.
Yes. This is nuts. And now you have like a Ziploc bag type of thing where you can go in and out of it.
Yes. Now, it won't obviously seal it every time it's in and
No.
out. But again, if you're, let's say you make a whole bunch of these,
On
you
the
can put them
road.
away. But now but when you go on the road, yeah, you can open it up and then zipper it closed again.
Wow. Now I really don't have to worry about packing for a trip because we have all of this stuff. My favorite part. Suck it in. Oh, it's like me taking a photograph. Suck it in. I love it. That is crazy.
Okay. There you go. Reach around and turn that off.
Wow.
There we go. Vacuum sealed carnivore snacks.
Oh my goodness. Ready for the road.
So that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this for a few days.
We're going to play with it.
We're going to experiment with it. We're going to try doing some liquids. We've got some bone broth we made. I want to...
Wow.
My big thing is I was thinking about vacuum sealing bone broth in pouches, and then you can freeze it.
What?
Yeah, because then you would have frozen pouches. Because, you know, like mason jars of bone broth take up a lot of room in our
They
refrigerator.
take up a ton of room.
Right? So if you could vacuum seal your bone broth and then go ahead and put it in the freezer, and now you can have them just laid out like this, and it's not going to take up as much room.
Wow.
So that's what we're going to do. We'll be back in a few days. Okay, we've had the JVR Vac 100 for a little over a week now.
And I love it more than Joe loves it.
Even though when I first mentioned I wanted to get a chamber vac, Rachel was like, I don't really think we need this thing.
But I didn't think that it was going to do as many things as it does. Like, it is great for meal prepping. It's really going to make camping easier for us. Preparing for a storm. Like, there's just so much that it does. I mean, we even bring home like food that we use, like bacon, for instance, and we reseal it so everything is staying very fresh.
Yeah, now we are leaving this on the counter, and it is a little bit of a larger device, but this one is much smaller than many of the chamber vacuums out there. both in height-wise and in weight-wise. Like some of the ones can weigh up to 100 pounds and are almost twice as high.
Yeah.
This one is actually designed to be on your counter and can fit underneath the cabinet. We're putting it off to the side here. But honestly, we never used the other one, the regular standard vacuum sealer, because it was
to make the
pain.
bags.
You had to make the bags. I mean, you didn't have to, but if you bought pre-done bags, they were really expensive.
Very expensive.
But then the channel thing was a pain to clean. It would soak up the liquid. You had to hang the bag out. Half the time it wouldn't grab. This has been really great because you just push it in here. And the bags are cheaper than standard like Ziploc bags.
So I'm not, afraid to use them.
Yeah. Nobody's getting yelled at by me that stop using the Ziploc bags. They're $5 a box.
Right.
So we really enjoyed it. I did want to show you a few of the things that we have vacuum sealed, and then I'm going to give you a quick demonstration on how it works because we have learned a couple things. First of all, this thing here.
This was really cool.
We brined our turkey in this. It was so awesome to just drop the turkey in there and then vacuum seal it out. Now, honestly, the key to this whole pot is not the pot. It's just a pot.
Yeah.
It's this lid. Basically, what they've done is taken a glass lid, put a really good silicone seal, and then drilled a hole through it. But this is a very heavy-duty piece of glass. So what you're paying for is not the pot. You're paying for this, and the pot is a bonus. But honestly, we didn't have a stock pot that big anyway.
No.
So perfect win-win for us.
Now we do.
So some of the things that we've done, bratwurst.
Obviously, we're making a lot of sausage.
And one thing I did learn with the bratwurst, if you really want to make sure you don't lose your shape, if it's not a pre-cooked sausage, so if you're not parboiling it or smoking or anything like that, you might want to stick it in the freezer for like an hour just to get it to firm up. I didn't, and I didn't lose any shape. All I did was lower down the vacuum pressure a little bit, the amount of vacuum time. We're loving it for our hamburgers.
This is really awesome because, again, I wish I had this when the kids were little and it was like dinner time and I need to thaw out a big package of hamburger. Having this ready to go
a meal for us.
is really so nice. And I'm loving like big batch cooking a bunch of like fancy hamburgers.
And yes, these are things you can do with a standard vacuum sealer, like doing the sausage. Yes, you can. Where you can't do things with a standard vacuum sealer is
liquids.
Vacuum sealing water.
Yeah.
Now this was just to see how do I do it, and I'm going to show you what we want to do in a minute. But also, a regular vacuum sealer can't do retort canning.
Oh my goodness.
And this is what we're doing now.
Okay, so we're going to the Tampa RV show in January. We're going to be gone for what, like 5 days?
Actually, more than that, because the week before, we're actually going to the Today Sunday meetup.
Yeah.
And we're also doing our meetup. So we're going to be gone for 2 weeks.
If you think that we have a little bit of storage in our small kitchen, you should see how much storage we have in an RV kitchen. So it's really nice that we're going to be able to bring like all of our food.
Shelf stable, 2 years.
Not just meat, but complete meals.
Already cooked. So, yeah, so that was really cool. We're really enjoying that. And then, again, because the bags are so cheap, we're like opening up our bacon and then just going and re-vacuum sealing it. And if the bag is still big enough, you're using the same bag. One of the things we love is these Ziploc bags. So what we wanted to do is show you exactly how this unit works, because a couple things we learned. So when you look at it, it's got these 2 clips on here. We thought that you had to like open up the bag and put it in the clip, and that was going to keep the bag open. These clips are just to hold the bag so you have a nice flat edge.
Yeah.
You don't even have to use the clips if you don't want to. So you can just put them in there. All that's doing is making sure that you don't have any creases. So all we have to do is turn it on. And then it's going to give you all your information. So we have standby right now. You have P1 vacuum. So if we hit the setting button, we can go through our different programs. So you have P1. You also have P0. Then we have P2, P3, 4, all the way. So you can have specific settings. And then P9 is your clean pump setting. So right now it's on vacuum time of 30 seconds. And then you can increase or decrease it. Then what is your sealing time? It's on 1.83 seconds, which is perfectly fine. And then your cooling time, and that's currently set at 3 seconds. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave all of that right there. And then all we have to do if we want to, for example, stop a seal is hit the decrease button. All we have to do is close down the lid and hold it there for a second, and that'll create the seal. And once it's grabbed, you're done. If you wanted to stop, for example, right now, all you have to do is hit the decrease button. So we'll stop when it gets to like 5 seconds, just to give you an idea, and it's gonna skip that step. So let's see, we're gonna hit, it stopped early. Now it'll move on to the next step. And if you wanted to skip that step as well, you would just move on to the next one.
That is awesome.
So now our at-home carnivore crisp, I guess is what we're calling this. They're vacuum sealed, but what we really like is this bag.
Yeah.
Because now you can put these on your shelf, you can put them in your refrigerator.
I am going to be
sealed.
making like stickers and giving these out as Christmas presents because this stuff is delicious and everybody's going to want some of these in their stocking.
Yeah, but now once you're ready to open up this bag, you just rip open the top. But this is the best part. Now these bags are slightly more than the other bags.
Yeah, but totally
they're
worth
it for something like this because now you can just go in here, grab a piece, and then just Ziploc it back up.
It's open now.
So I really, really like that. Now the last thing we wanted to show you is how to do liquid.
Yeah.
Now the liquid is a little bit different than doing the other things because first of all, you have to use cold liquid. You don't want to use warm because when you take the air out of that, when you start vacuum sealing, the boiling point goes lower and you're going to see these are going to start to boil.
Right.
So the first thing we need to do is take our filler plates out because you don't take out the middle one. You want to make sure the liquid is lower than the seal bar. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and open this up. And we're going to, you want to hold it up there? Ready?
Please don't spill it.
Look at that gelatinous goodness.
That is some delicious bone broth.
So now we'll lift up the top. We will go ahead and put this in here. And again, what you want to do is just make sure that the liquid is not coming up over the top, which it's not because of the way we have this set up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to leave it on the same 30 seconds, but we're going to keep our finger on the decrease button. And as soon as we start to see this like boil too much, we're going to skip the step. So we'll press power, go ahead and turn it on. Okay, you can see it's grabbed. Now we're going to be ready. Once it starts to boil, we're going to get ready to stop it there. You don't want it to overboil because the bag might burst.
It's kind of amazing like how quickly this all takes place.
And again, you might be able to decrease the seal time. It just depends on what you're trying to seal. And you kind of learn it as you're going along. 20 to 30 seconds has been perfect for me. So you can see it's starting to boil, but we're not overboiling, so I'm good. And that was a perfect amount right there.
That is crazy. So you're talking about like you could have fully marinating chicken, you know, bag your bone broth, like all of that.
Well, here's our thing is that you now have vacuum sealed bone broth, which it's fine in this, except for it's going to go bad in this unless you have a pressure canner, which we do now. Yeah. We didn't have one before, but we do now.
But storing is way easier.
But now, this can go in the freezer.
Yeah.
Right?
Stack it.
You can just go ahead and put this in the freezer. It's perfectly fine. And then when you need one, you just pull it out and you can keep stacking them up. Just make sure you label what it is. So we absolutely love that. So overall,
I love this thing.
We love this thing. We're definitely going to be utilizing it a lot more. Now, they did give us a discount code. It's 2 Crazy Ketos. When you use the link down below, you will get $100 off of the unit.
That is not too shabby, yo.
No, I think that's a great deal, especially when you consider you're getting the assortment of bags, you're getting some of the filler plates, you're getting the containers. So you get a lot with that. And at the time that we're recording this, I don't know how long it's going to go, but right now they are having a Black Friday sale. We're going to try to get this video out so that people can take advantage of that Black Friday sale, because the Black Friday sale has it even cheaper, and then you're also getting extra stuff along with it.
I know that maybe to somebody it's like, gosh, you guys seem crazy. Like you're making a lot of your own stuff. Is that like nuts? What's going on there? We every single year get more and more committed to making sure the ingredients we put in our body is top quality ingredients.
Yeah.
We are not millionaires, which means that,
I wish we were.
right, that we have to take a little bit extra legwork to make sure that we have quality ingredients, right? And so we're taking this out of the grocery store's hands and we're doing a lot of our own like food preparation. So I really feel good every single time we take another step towards like self-sustainability.
Well, that is going to be the end of our review of the JVR 100. Again, we did a lot of research on all the different ones out there. This is the one we settled on. We're not saying it's the best one, but
it's
when I
one.
compared feature to feature, this one definitely won out in almost every single category.
Yeah.
If you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over here. Also, make sure you take a look at our most recent videos. I'm going to put right over there.
Whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we get a new toy, you'll be alerted to it.
Until next time.
Bye.